You know, in this ever increasingly electrified world, should I be thinking electric for my next vehicle? You know, you've thought about it. What did you think of it? Are you gonna give it back? What do you think, Purse? You look good in this car. Maybe you should get a BMW. What do you think? What do you think, Purse? He says he likes it.
He likes it.
All right, let's do it. So tell me about the EV experience. Is this your first car, second car? Do you love it? What are the problems?
The infrastructure is just not here yet. Yeah. And especially when you do road trips, as what I'm doing from Fort Lauderdale to Clearwater.
Okay.
So you need to make at least 2 stops to be safe. When you get to a station like this one, it's partly under construction at the moment. And this is like a main station coming through Alligator Alley from the east to the west coast. And you always run into problems here. As far as the experience of electric cars, I love the power in the car. I love the price of saving money on gasoline. What I don't like, though, is charging experience. Not just infrastructure, it's a pain to have to charge because it takes so long. And this car has an 800-watt charger, which from my understanding is the fastest charger available now. So it can charge from 20 minutes to 80% in 18 minutes.
That's not bad.
Where most cars would take 30 minutes. So it is faster than the others when it comes to charging, but it's not like going to a gas station and 5 minutes you're in and you're out.
Yep.
You got to be ready for that experience. I'm retired. It doesn't matter to me that much because I'm never really in a hurry. But most people buy these cars for 60-mile drives from and to their house. They charge when they get home, and it's not an issue at all. Cars are quiet. You can have a conversation. Where in a gas-powered car, you don't have that quietness that you have in an electric car. And if you're green, I'm not. I'm a technology guy. But if you're green, it's a good thing to know that you're not contributing that much to the pollution. So that's where I'm at.
And what do you have? What's make of this car?
This is the Kia EV6.
Okay.
And this is called the Wind version, which is middle of the line.
Okay.
But this does have the technology package, and it also has the 2 motors.
Okay.
Where this comes either with 1 motor, which would be rear wheels only, or the second motor, which is in the front wheel. And you do have a switch in the car for economics,
okay,
which would only drive the rear motor. If you put it on standard, it'd drive the front motor, but only when you really accelerate. Then you have sport, which has both motors all of the time, and it's more fun to drive, but then you're also using more electricity and you have a shorter distance, shorter range.
And so the BMW that I showed you that I'm renting, that I'm trying to review, you said it has Chasmo connection.
CCS.
So there's all different kinds of connections.
Well, there's really 3 basic connections right now. You got Tesla,
okay,
which is kind of like having Apple. You can't mix and match. Then you got CCS and Chasmo. Chasmo started when the Nissan Leaf first came out, and that was the system that they used because the battery technology hadn't advanced very far. And I think Nissan is discontinuing Chasmo.
Got it.
So these machines will disappear eventually, and you'll just have all CCS.
So what do you think of the BMW that has both? It's like a hybrid. Is that worth it? For
me personally, for some people, they like it in the fact that if you're driving on a highway, you always have the backup of gasoline. But for me, it kind of kills the whole idea of going electric in the fact you still need to change spark plugs, you still need to change your oil. And with these cars, you really save a lot of money on brake replacement because you're using a regenerative braking. And the regenerative braking uses the motor to slow you down and stop you if you're using it in one pedal. So you got brake pads that last anywhere from 50 to 80,000 miles. You never change the oil, and you don't have any spark plugs. If you get a hybrid, you still have all the gasoline power problems, and you still have minimal battery. So I don't think it's...
Yeah. Well, I thank you for your time today, sir, and thank you for sending me on my way to the Chasmo station if I can find one.
I don't know, like I said, which direction you're going. If you're going north, Charlotte is the next Electrify America.
Okay.
So if you put it on your phone, Electrify America
In Charlotte.
Okay. That's where you can
Get a Chasmo. Great, thank you.
Okay.
All right, enjoy.
Good meeting you.
All right, you too. Enjoy your EV.
You don't have a YouTube or anything.
I do. Yeah. I want to thank Mitch for being a great guy and giving us a little background on some of his day-to-day issues and loves of this technology. All right, guys, I'm going to head over to Charlotte, Electrify America, and see if I can get a charge going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you parking here, bro? This is the funniest place in the whole world to try to figure shit like this out. Anyway, so I've made an executive decision after I plugged in. The next Chasmo charging station is about an hour away. And based on the amount of time that I have today to get everything I have to get done, I'm just going to have to go with Mitchell's experience for your experience in mind. Maybe along the way I can find a Chasmo charging station. But this is the reality if you're driving an EV. Unless it's a Tesla, which seems to have the lion's share of the charging stations that I've seen, and nifty software that gets you to where you need to go. All right, but let's talk about the vehicle so far. This BMW X5, guys, 2023, has been a delight to drive. It's been a delight to drive because of the amenities, more so than the actual driving experience. The first thing is it has this over-aggressive lane departure warning technology. Now, while I'm a big fan of these accident avoidance features and technology as a whole, this lane departure system is a little over the top. Coupled with a little wander in the steering out on the highway makes for a very disrupted average guy. Now, I wish they could dial back the aggressiveness on this, but I found that there's a feature where you can just turn it off, and that's the way I think I'm going to roll home. During the trip from New York to Florida, I was constantly getting the warnings that I need to take a break, being jostled back if I dare touch any of the lines. So that was not the best. But the overall driving experience, I would say, ranks up there pretty well. Great power, great position. Obviously, you're in an SUV, so you have a nice view of the road. A great feel in this seat, very comfortable. And even though I did have the need to make corrections, the vehicle didn't tire me out. So it wasn't an exhausting drive. Again, there was great power out on the highway, so if I needed to put the pedal down and get away from some lunatic, just a slight touch of the accelerator and you're in rocket ship mode. Very quiet, comfortable cabin, guys. You got to look at these beautiful seats here, these leather perforated seats. Oh, you're just feeling great. And heated steering wheel, heated seats, beautiful widescreen display, very, very intuitive. You step into this vehicle today and you can get your Apple CarPlay, or if you're an Android user, you can sync that up really quickly, really easily, and then it's off to the races. Now, the one thing that is a little confusing, guys, is this shifter. So you've got the electronic shifter, which I like. I like the fact that there is a shifter for that old school feel. Folks like me, old people, that like the traditional sort of form factor of the cockpit. But getting used to depressing a button on the side and going forward to go backward takes a little bit of learning. But it's not a deal breaker, guys. You have a little mini cluster down here. You have your iDrive system, which is a spin wheel and gives you all sorts of control if you read the manual, if you're that type. I don't read manuals. But to get into the vehicle, to drive effectively, just get in and go. I'm gonna give BMW like a bravo for really upping their games in the infotainment segment. As far as the rest of the vehicle, so decent cargo space in the back and plenty of room in the second row if you're bringing your peeps along. So it's got that luxury feel. It's got the luxury amenities. It's got the ease of use. And it's got sort of the pizzazz of having the hybrid kind of SAV, you know, if you can find a charging station. All right, I'm gonna go have some food. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. All right, on the road again and up early. And when I'm traveling, I look for a familiar friend, the Hampton Inn by Hilton. They offer a free hot breakfast, have consistent high quality standards, and have the best people. So I done found myself in the middle of rush hour traffic in Brunswick, Georgia, where I slept for about an hour and a half last night. Day 2 of my travel back to New York, and I'm using the only reliable fuel source that I can find. The vehicle itself is regenerating the electric, the battery, through driving in, I guess it's called battery control and or the hybrid mode. So I'm getting about 30 miles, 35 miles of electric power from its own power source. Get back on the road. Hopefully I'll get to New York before midnight. Come on, jackass. Another familiar friend and a must-see for all you road tripping people is Buc-ee's. Now, Buc-ee's is a gas station and convenience store on steroids. And at this Buc-ee's, I met a pretty cool guy. So this is my new friend. What's your name, sir?
Rocky?
Rocky. And
Yes,
you're
sir.
with the Cajun Navy.
Yes, sir.
And I'm Tony. Oh, look at that. So I do reviews of cars. I'm doing a review of that car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But tell me about your boat and tell me what you do.
This is a 17-foot, quarter-inch, solid aluminum boat. It probably lasts 200-300 years. You can't hurt them.
Yep.
They don't rot. You can't dent them. You can't punch a hole in them. And I work with what they call the Cajun Navy. Out of Louisiana, we go to hurricanes and floods and help people out and stuff. It's volunteer, and we enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And it's mostly a lot of retired guys. I'm 75, and there's a lot of young guys too, you know, but it's mostly retired people that go out and help these people.
And I see you're a military man, so thank
Yes,
you for your
sir.
service.
I was in Vietnam. I served 3 tours of Vietnam, went in 1967 and got out in 87.
My uncle went to Vietnam. He has a Purple Heart.
Oh, wow.
He's shot through the eye, but
3 Purple Hearts.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
One there, my
Wow.
wrist,
Yeah.
fragments in my arm, and another
Wow.
graze with the bullet.
Well, thank you. God bless you, and thank you.
Sir.
And
We
you
all made it back.
where are you headed now?
I'm headed to Andrew, North Carolina, where I live,
Oh, okay.
and got to do some stuff to the boat and the trailer, so
It's
I'll
beautiful.
hold it on down.
Look at this. And Buc-ee's. I love Buc-ee's.
Yep, it just recently opened, probably about
In Texas, they have a
maybe
ton
2
of
or
them.
3 years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me take some shots of your boat.
Oh, no problem.
In Texas, it was the first time I ever saw a Buc-ee's. Oh, this is beautiful.
It's solid.
I bet you've had a bunch of stories to tell with this boat.
Oh, Lord, I could write a book.
And you said it's a lifetime. Is that the make, or is that just how long it?
No, it'll last forever. That's
Forever,
solid
yeah.
aluminum.
Yeah.
It ain't like a regular boat. You can't hurt that.
Well, sir, I want to thank you.
Absolutely.
You have a safe travel. I'm Tony, and I'm going to post this on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
and I'll show you. Buc-ee's is a traveler's roadside paradise. Definitely a treat and definitely worth the time. If you have one on your route, you better hit it. It's a great place to fuel up, to stretch your legs, grab some souvenirs, food, candy, camping equipment, anything you could think of, you can get at Buc-ee's. And beef jerky. Lots of beef jerky. I picked up their sliced brisket sandwich for a on-hood lunch. I'm giving you another food review from the average guy. There goes the diet. The diet is shot to hell right now. Oh yeah. So I'm back home and rested just in time for my weekly meeting with my good friend Ron at our favorite place, Mongo's. Mongo's is a tremendous cafe experience. They make a killer cappuccino and offer a vast variety of sandwiches and wraps, bagels, pastries. I've asked my friend Ron to help me with this review since he has first-hand experience with the BMW brand. And also enjoys my love of shaving. Hit him up on Instagram at shaverboy516 and let him know the average guy sent you. A 2003. Ah, it's nice. There we go. All right, guys. So I figured I'm an average guy. What do I know about BMWs? But we're coming to the source. This is my buddy Ron. And he has this beautiful, what, 2003?
2003 BMW 525i. It's the sport package.
And it's immaculate.
23,920 miles on it.
Wow. Immaculate. So who better to help me review this BMW X5 than someone who's had a BMW and has kept it pristine for so long? Yes. Tell me about this vehicle.
Well, it was actually passed on from my dad to me when he passed away, and I've had it ever since. It's been garage kept since that time, for the most part, and I just drive it on occasion. It's, as you can see, it's only got 23 on it, so it's in great shape.
And everybody at lights, stoplights, people are asking to sell the car.
Yeah, I get it every time I go to either a car wash or if I go to a mechanic. There's always somebody that wants to buy the car. So I haven't sold it yet, and I probably won't for a while.
I'd probably never sell it.
Yeah, probably not. But who knows?
The ultimate driving machine, Ron.
Yeah, this is it. It's comfortable. I mean, if you were to get this car today, it's probably over 70,000.
Yeah.
So at the time, this car was probably around 50, 55 or so.
That's beautiful. Beautiful color too.
Thank you. Yes.
So when I pulled up today at Mongo's, by the way, the best coffee place on Long Island. If you're anywhere near Syosset, you have to check out Mongo's, right?
Oh, absolutely. Incredible place.
What did you think of the X5 when you first saw it?
It's amazing. That car is incredible.
Yeah.
Gorgeous car.
Now, it is a PHEV, which is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. And for the folks that know this channel, they know I don't like to do research, but for this review I had to do some research. Guys, if you do know the channel, you know I've been out of the car business for a little bit, so I'm a little rusty, so I have notes. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, the PHEV, pees me out, right? It's a type of hybrid vehicle that combines the internal combustion engine with the electric motor and a battery pack. So basically, you're relying on the traditional gasoline-powered vehicle with the surplus of some EV power to extend the range. Now, I just drove this from New York to Florida and back and averaged a little over 30 miles per gallon. I did use some of the electric power at times, but it's really not doing you all that much justice on the highway. But come on, who wants to hear all this mumbo jumbo? How about we go and take a ride in the M5?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's do it.
Wow, this car is smooth.
Oh, did you feel that? Your
Yeah.
seatbelt tightens up around you.
I feel that. Wow.
Heated seats, obviously.
Beautiful. And
Heated steering wheel.
I've never driven an SUV before. This
Never.
is the first time.
Wow.
First time.
First time for everything. And that makes you kind of rare in the world. SUV is one of the most, at least here in the States, it's one of the most popular, if not the most popular segment of vehicles, and you've never been in one.
Nope. First time driving an SUV.
And it's a BMW.
It's a gorgeous car. Tony, beautiful. Beautiful car.
How's the steering feel?
Steering is phenomenal on here. It's so smooth. Wow. Compared to my car, which has power steering but not electric.
Okay.
But you feel the difference. It feels like a manual steering wheel compared to this. Even though mine is power, this is like on another level.
See that?
I mean, electric steering is incredible.
Your digital display there in front of you. So it has a area map. It has, you know, all your driving metrics.
Wow.
It has your charge on the right down there. 32 miles of electric power left.
Wow.
233
Awesome.
miles of gas.
What a car.
If your commute were 15 miles, you could do all electric driving in this vehicle. Plug it in at home.
That's incredible.
You'd rarely need to use fuel,
That's amazing.
right?
Yeah.
But enough with that.
I could drive this car all day.
There's also a feature here. It's called backup assistant. Now, if we click on backup assistant,
Wow.
you notice that wheel's turning.
That's very
If you
nice.
let off the brake, it's going to help you back out of this space.
I'm like looking back behind me, but
Yeah.
it's doing all the work.
Get you to the driving mode. And this is really helpful for old guys like me and you, because as we get older, it's harder, man, to like look back. Plus you have a lot of
Absolutely.
seating and things. So now you can focus on the screen. After you really start to trust the vehicle a couple of times, you know, there's a little trust factor there,
Yeah.
but it helps you back out of that space.
Wow, this is incredible. A little bit of a learning curve, but I think you get the hang of it
Yeah.
very quickly, and it becomes second nature at the end.
Yeah. Well, Ron, I want to thank you for helping me with this part of the review. Oh,
Anytime.
before we go, let's jump in the back
Oh,
and
yeah.
see. You get a view of the back seat and see if it's up to your
Sure.
satisfaction in terms of leg room and shoulder and headroom. Alrighty. How's that feel?
Oh, wow, super comfortable.
You got enough leg room there?
Absolutely.
Now you're an average guy, right? About what, 5'8", 5'9"?
5'9",
Yeah.
I got
Good leg room.
Plenty of space.
You can pull this down here, and there's your armrest.
That's a nice
Right.
feature. Looks like
Yeah.
it pops out too.
Yeah, I think it's there. There you
go,
get your
some cups.
your drink holder with good Mongo's coffee.
Yeah, delicious mangos.
Back here you have your own control of the HVAC system.
That's
So
nice.
if you want to up the air, you know, the temperature or
So it's like climate
volume,
control
yeah.
for
Yeah.
people in the back.
Yep.
You can have a different temperature than.
You also over here have your a USB-C, I believe, 2. So each passenger has their own.
Yeah, there's one on this side as well.
And I'm not sure what this thing is. It's probably like a connection for a TV or something like that.
That is very nice.
And look at this beautiful panoramic sunroof you have,
That's beautiful.
right?
It's a gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, overall.
You like it?
I love it.
Take a look at the trunk.
Let's take a look.
Yep. You've got an automatic lift gate. And it's got this sort of like I don't know what you call it, like a split.
It's like a little cargo.
Yeah. So if you press that button closer to me, that pulls that down. What I like about this is when it's up, and you can press this to go up. If you have items like I do, you don't have to worry about them falling out, right?
Yeah, that's a good feature to have.
But if I wanted to extend that deck so we
That's
could sit and, you know, chill out.
Yeah. You know what's good about this? If you have luggage and
Yep.
you wanted to slide it in,
Yep.
this gives you almost like a ramp.
Yeah. Yeah.
slide your luggage in, so you don't have to
Yeah.
pick it up from from too far away.
You've got a 3-way split, so if you had skis or long, equipment, you could put it just in the center and still have 2 seats.
That's great.
You've got decent cargo space back here. Pretty nice. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, for the chicken salad sandwich at Mongo's and the coffee.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And for the shaving soap. So guys, I spend most of my time these days making shaving reviews. And this is what Alpine Forest by HC&C. I believe they're based in Nashville. They great artisan soap. And Perazzo aftershave, bomb, refreshing. This is courtesy of my friend Ron, who also is a shaving guy. And where can they see your shaving videos?
Well, I'm on Instagram at ShaverBoy516.
ShaverBoy516.
That's it.
And I want to thank you, Ron, for joining me today and helping me review this car. You can't keep it. You have to keep yours.
I wish I could keep this all day. This car truly is amazing.
Yep.
It's an amazing car.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks, brother. So all in all, I've really enjoyed my time in the BMW X5. Here are my overall thoughts. First off, if you have the money to buy a BMW, do you really care that this is a little bit more pricey? To have the plug-in hybrid feature available to you? Probably not. If you have a short commute, 15, 20 miles, most days you probably wouldn't need to use fuel. So you are doing your part to save emissions. You virtue signal a little bit. But getting past, the PHEV aspect of the vehicle, how does it operate? Drove it from, as I keep saying, from New York to Florida, and it was an extremely enjoyable drive. Very comfortable seats, all the amenities, strong engine, great to be able to have a little bit of extended range, so you're not getting out and refueling the vehicle as much. And there's a little gamification, charging your battery, which mode to get into while you're out on the highway. It kind of keeps your mind active. So there are lots of things to keep you as a consumer pretty happy in this vehicle. You really can't go wrong, guys. Well, as I said earlier in the video, guys, this is not my traditional auto review. I'm easing myself back into these videos, but I love to bring you a different look, a different video than everyone else that's making these. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Get over to your BMW dealer to check out the new X5 and let them know the average guy sent you. Now I think it's time for me to go home and go to sleep.